Hello, everybody, and welcome to Honey Badger Radio. My name is Brian, and I'm here with Karen and Allison. And this is I guess this is just a Rantzerker, but it's also, sort of coupled with a bit of fun zerking. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to be going through the Dateline Amber Heard video, and I guess whatever Karen starts ranting about at the time. So
actually, also we should find out how your trip went, because you did go to Fairfax.
Oh, right.
You went.
Yeah, I did go to Fairfax. Yeah, so I could talk a little bit about that too. It's there isn't much to say, but it was interesting. I will share the details of that as well. So.
Okay, so just so you guys know, this is our wait, Karen, I have to do the work first. All right, so this is our monthly fundraiser. So please go to feedthebadger.com/project/badger-media-blitz to put a few shekels in the hat so that we can continue to bring you this content. I will be updating with whoever puts anything into the hat, giving thank yous and doing some arm twisting in about 20 minutes if there's no movement. So that's just a heads up on what we're up to. And yeah, just tell us about what's going on. How did the trip go?
Yeah, so
wait, before you do that, I just want to say I love your mustache. I really prefer it to the Juan Williams pencil mustache that you used to have. This is more like a can you say badgers? Badgers? We don't have to show you any stinking badgers.
Yeah.
Can you say that? Because that is the mustache that guy had in that movie, and it was, and that mustache, that's lush.
It's been
a lush stash.
It is getting pretty thick, and I'm really starting to like it. My father had one like this, so.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like it's like you should go to Geraldo Rivera's house and taunt him.
Yeah, right. His is kind
of like you think that's a mustache? No, this is a freaking mustache. No,
yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, and your hair on top is filled in so beautifully. It's just
Thank you, Karen. Yeah, I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, it has been. It's been forever. So.
Yeah. Hopefully, Canada will lower the drawbridge and we'll be able to go over there. So, but one day. Okay, so last night, spontaneously, well, it wasn't last night, it was like yesterday or the day before. Allison got word or wind that the judge in the case of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp was going to be giving, I guess you could say, like her final orders regarding like what Amber Heard's going to have to do, what the next step is for her, etc. And it was going to be at the courthouse, which is in Fairfax, Virginia, which is about 3.5 hours from where I live. And so Allison said, maybe you should go down there and see what happens, yourself. And also just to make sure that, like say the media shows up and they decide they're going to spin this into something, because obviously the media is still, to some degree, I would say they were still running cover and writing think pieces on Amber Heard probably right up until a couple hours ago, when all of a sudden the current thing was something else. But I said, okay, sure, and I went up there. I drove 3.5 hours last night, stayed in a hotel, and then went down to the courthouse early the next day because I wasn't sure if it was going to be really crowded. They said it was first come, first serve. Turned out, though, that there wasn't a lot of activity there. There were, a couple things I think I should share that I thought were really interesting. Number one, I was there early enough that I watched the same judge do orders for a couple of other cases. And one of them, which is the one right before the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, was this guy from El Salvador that murdered a friend or a roommate, stole a bunch of his stuff, left, came back the next day where the guy's body was still there, stepped over his body to steal more stuff, went and then fled to El Salvador, where the police had to come and get him. And then, eventually, I guess, they caught up with the guy and then brought him in, to essentially be given a sentence. And I guess he went through a whole trial, and it was like he was found guilty of first-degree homicide, and it was just it looked like the end of some movie. And I'm watching just like the verdict, right? And there's this guy, and he doesn't speak English, and he's using an interpreter, and the judge is the same woman that's presiding over the Depp Heard thing. And she is like just telling him, no, you're a ruthless, cold-hearted murderer. You did these things. You're going to get life in prison, And it was so weird because I've been to courthouses for things in the past. I mean, most of it was like traffic court or some civil thing, or when we went, in Canada. But I've never really like sat in a courtroom when some murderer is getting like his sentence doled out to him, right? And it was so surreal. And then after that was over, then we're dealing with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation case. It just seemed like kind of a step backwards. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it didn't quite escalate in the same way. Not that I, obviously I think that case has is very interesting for other reasons, but it was just weird. As far as who was there, so I couldn't bring any phones or electronic devices inside. So I just talked to people like, that were waiting outside or that were sort of watching the proceedings when they weren't going on. So once the judge said we're going to take a break, or she had to look at some paperwork or whatever, then I would take the opportunity. And what I found was there were a small group of Johnny Depp fangirls who were like middle-aged women in like their late 30s, and they were, I guess one of them has a TikTok account, and she talks about the case like obsessively. There's a number of people that do, and there was like a couple of other women there. And but when I spoke to them, because I did get to talk to them a bit, even though they seemed a little like like they didn't know me, and maybe they thought I was like somebody who works for Vice or something, because they were very wary of media.
Whoa.
So
I'm not surprised considering what's happening with that trial and how much the media has spun it and basically just lied their asses off about it. But continue, Brian, sorry. Yeah, no, it's okay. So I told them about who we are. They said they're going to look it up and, subscribe. I told them what we do. And what was interesting was a couple of them were basically just, diehard Johnny Depp fans that just supported him because of who he is. But all of them agreed when we talked about in what ways might their perceptions on intimate partner violence changed. And all of them agreed that, they either knew someone or they were sort of like awoken to, this notion that men in these situations can not only be abused physically by women, but also women can use, the media and social media and stuff to destroy men's livelihoods. And they were all very sympathetic to that. And I thought that was, a relief, because what I was afraid of is, again, it could have just been that they were diehard fangirls and they were just saying what sounded right because of who the person was. But they seemed, like pretty decent on that, and that they've been talking about it a lot. And in fact, here's another thing that's weird. One of the women brought up this case that you told me about, Alison, where a woman stabbed a guy and she got like totally acquitted. Do you know the story that
is it the one where she stabbed him with a bread knife, and then the judge, this is in the UK, yes?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out.
The judge said, well, she's in a medical school, and I wouldn't want a felony conviction to dash her dreams of being a doctor. And so she literally stabs her boyfriend with a bread knife, and the judge lets her off because it would be too cruel to ruin her life over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Was that the one that she brought up, Brian?
Yeah, that was the one then. Yeah, she said she was like shocked and pretty appalled. So what's interesting is that some of these women have started looking at other cases after this case. So they're sort of like, doing that. I also spoke to is his name Chu? Johnny Depp's male lawyer?
Yeah,
Benjamin Chu. Benjamin Chu, yeah. So he was there.
I'm thinking Brian with you, but
no, it's okay.
Every man is Brian now, or Jonathan.
Benjamin Chu was there, and I only got to talk to him briefly because obviously he was really busy. But I just at least talked to him long enough to say, I think you did really great work, and of course everyone was complimenting this guy and flattering him. But I also wanted to tell him that I asked him do you ever work with battered men or men who have is this the first case like that, or have you dealt with this often? And he said that this is something that he has a lot of experience with, that he sees this quite frequently. And that he is sympathetic to it. He didn't go into detail because I didn't get to talk to him very long. But yeah, I did get to talk to Benjamin Chu. He seemed like a really nice and personable guy. He was signing autographs for people and stuff. I didn't, stick around for that. But yeah, no, he seemed like a really cool dude. And the Elaine was there as well. And she got into a bit of a back and forth with the judge when the judge was issuing or about to issue orders. So this may come up, but apparently the Elaine was trying to remind the judge that while they are filing an appeal and stuff, the judge has, I think it's 21 days from today, if she wants to reverse anything or whatever, and that she won't consider the ruling final until the 21 days. And the judge said, no, it's going to be final today. Like that. And that was, they went back and forth on that. And the judge said, no, I could change my ruling, but I don't foresee that. This is final today.
Yeah.
So the people who don't know who he's referring to, Amber Heard's lawyer is named Elaine Bredehoft. That's the way they pronounce it, Bredehoft. So she was obviously trying to, I guess, work an angle for her client, but it got a bit of a no sale with the judge. I think that a lot of law tubers have been sort of talking about that little interaction between Elaine and Judge Penny. I'm not even going to attempt her last name. Azcarate?
Oh yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Azcarate.
all right, yeah. Azcarate.
A small woman.
So,
but
small woman.
Well, yeah, she's like a small woman, but she has tremendous presence.
Oh.
Her power level was really revealed. Cool.
So what was that like? I heard from other people who attended the trial that Elaine was a little bit bratty towards the judge towards the end. Yeah. Did you see that?
I mean, I think we may have talked a little bit about it, but I saw it firsthand. That's what I was getting at. Like, on the today, or it was this morning, this morning, because it started at 11 o'clock, and they immediately started, bickering about this whole, where basically Elaine was just really being insistent on nudging the judge to, consider either reversing or altering her judgment. And the judge just, was like, no, I know, I this is over. The trial is done. I'm just handing you essentially your orders. And it was something like, Amber Heard has to pay, I think that I forget what the time window is, but there's like a 6% interest, if
every
she
year,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah, I think it's like every year. So,
so if she doesn't pay, because I heard that it was 6% interest every year during the appeal. I mean, I've seen multiple stories about this.
Yeah, that might be right. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, so
remember.
don't quote us on that one, but it's good to see that Judge Penny. I'm just going to say Judge Penny because I the running leap on her last name. I know I'm going to fall on my ass and my face if I try. But so it's good that she's holding Amber's feet to the fire and she's not giving Elaine any room to squirm out of anything. But I didn't realize that she could do much in terms of overturning the jury's decision. Was that what Elaine was attempting?
I think so. I think so. So
the whole point of an appeal is to overturn either the decision itself.
But this wasn't an appeal. This was like final orders. This was the judge saying, like
But that can also apparently can also be altered.
Yeah, no. What you have is you have a chance to appeal, and upon appeal, the judgment and the damages can be overturned, right? And then she owes nothing. But if she's accruing interest pending the appeal, right? So it's not just like she's accruing interest every day that she doesn't pay, right? The damages. Mm-hmm. But if the appeal came in her favor and the appeal court overturned the verdict or the damages, right? Then she would owe nothing. But if this is basically saying that, if you appeal if you want, you'll owe 6% more, maybe 12% more, depending on how long the appeal takes, because I don't think I'm going to be overruled.
Okay, I see. And it almost sounds punitive, honestly.
Well, yeah, because it's frivolous.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a frivolous appeal, right? It's basically like, I don't like the verdict and I don't like the damages that I've been assigned, and so I'm going to appeal it. Nobody likes a verdict that comes in against them. Nobody likes damages that they're ordered to pay, right? But for a judge to basically say that, yes, my decision is final, and yes, you will accrue interest until your failed appeal comes through, right? And so basically what Elaine wanted to do was suspend the interest until the appeal decision comes down, which could be 2-3 years from now. Really, we're gonna that's what we're gonna do. And so she has 2 or 3 years not accumulating interest where her appeal is pending, when it's just going to end up getting kicked back down to the original judge. And the original judge will say, I uphold my own verdict, or I uphold the jury's verdict, and I uphold the damages, right? And so I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to, I forget what the fuck it's called, when a judge basically just disregards a jury's verdict or a jury's decision on damages. I forget what it's called, but it's a declaration of something, but declared verdict. But like, she could have done that. And she was like, no, this was a fair verdict by a jury that actually did what they're supposed to do, which is actually pretty rare these days. And so I don't think it's going to be overturned. And so you can appeal all you want, but you'll accumulate interest on the damages that you don't pay. Right up until it's not overturned. And then you're going to owe the damages plus interest. So,
I mean, unless Amber Heard just pledges to give us the money, because she's so good at that. Yeah, we all know that she's great on pledges. We all know
that a pledge is an actual donation.
Yeah,
a pledge is a donation, because I made the pledge in my head. It didn't translate into cash.
All pledges in your head are actually donations in a world where you have adjusted your cognition.
I actually promised to get my husband some food 5 minutes
You
ago.
pledged it.
And yeah, I pledged it, and then I didn't do it. But apparently, apparently he's full.
Oh, okay. Something happened in the interim.
Yeah, no.
You slipstream into a different universe.
He's not hungry anymore. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask about I know I went on and I was reading about the law tubers who attended. Did you manage to talk to any of them?
I didn't see.
The people.
Well, I did talk to some of the people that were there. That, like I said, there was this little cadre of fan women, middle-aged fan women, covered in tattoos, and they all had their cell phones, and I think they were quite active on Twitter. One of them even asked me for my Twitter, and I said, you can follow at Honey Badger Bite, but I've been banned. So, and
you say anything to that?
She just laughed about it. I guess she claimed that she had been, banned multiple times, and that she's like working on another account, but this was, I guess,
don't advertise that too much, because Twitter will get you again. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't want to like go into it, but they all seem to be, like I said, just social media users and fans. There was a guy that was there, recording things on a notepad, but he wasn't very like friendly. So I don't know what
might have been the media.
He might have been.
One thing that people have been talking about was an interaction between Elaine and the judge at the end, where Elaine said, "I hope you enjoyed your vacation." Did you see that?
Yeah, I think I did overhear something like that. That was today?
Yeah.
Somebody said, I mean, they there was a lot of like chatter, but I wasn't like trying to get too close to listen in because, the bailiffs, they were pretty adamant about keeping people behind, like that they weren't directly related to the case, like behind at least the first seating row. And there was like chatter, but I didn't hear anything about a vacation. And I said, the judge, she was like kind of just in and out. Like it was very short.
Well, I can imagine she might have wanted a break after the murder trial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it,
but the murder trial probably took like 2 days.
Yeah. No, she.
Oh man, that's true.
She mentioned that the murder trial was. I remember when she was sort of giving her judgment. She said that the murder trial was like 6 days. So it was still like shorter than the Depp Heard thing.
4 times shorter.
And basically the defendant, the murderer, he was basically just like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I promise. That was the extent. What else? What are you gonna do? I guess. Well, what are you gonna do? My bad.
Just give me one quick murder. Just one.
That's it. I swear to God, that was it. He was just like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was wrong. I'll never do it again. Something like that. And I was like, wrong? You didn't know?
What the hell? Oh man. Okay. All right.
That's
so
on me. I killed a guy, and then I stole his shit, and then I came back the next day and I stole more shit. I didn't even call the ambulance. I didn't even call the police. Then I ran to another country, and you guys had to spend taxpayers' dollars to come get me. And now I'm here. Hey, we all make mistakes.
Jesus.
Actually, to be honest, that actually sounds more. I know this is really black, but it makes him sound more charming than Amber Heard.
Oh yeah.
Well, he didn't.
My bad.
He avoided blame though, but he didn't.
Oh yeah.
He didn't point the finger at society. So I guess
or at his victim.
Yeah.
Or at his victim.
It's his
charming
fault.
is the wrong word. Perhaps irascible is the right word to use.
Yeah. I don't think he was. I don't think he transcends honesty and dishonesty.
Oh, okay. All right. Black humor aside, let's get into the. I can see that people are chomping at the bit for the actual. So Brian has gone through the Dateline interview and picked out his very favorite parts. We may not get through all of them in this video, but we will at least do the top ones, or in order. Should we do it in order or top ones? How do you want to do this, Brian?
Okay, so I should tell you a little something about this too, because this could be an issue, okay? I don't know if it will be. We may have to put some additional language in the description to say that this is, what do you call it, where it's like fair use. Because here's the thing. After the Dateline interview went up, I noticed that I couldn't watch it unless I became a member of Peacock TV. And I was like considering that, but then I said, well, maybe I can find it. And I found it on YouTube. I found the full interview. Somebody uploaded it to their YouTube channel, and I was like, okay, cool. And that was the one that I watched, and then I got the time codes for. But today, when I came home and I was like getting my stuff together, I said, oh, let me go get that video. And I went to that video, and now it says, and I'll show you, it's gone. I did
actually download. I did download something, but I'm guessing that I will have difficulty showing it to you guys. Or maybe I won't, because I can share my screen if you want.
Well,
maybe that's how we can get around it.
Well, here's the thing. I have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I have the Dateline interview because I did. So when I saw that they took it down from YouTube for violating NBC's, whatever, right? Their
copyright.
Thing. Yeah, copyright. It was removed. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if we're not watching the whole thing and we're just responding to some of the better bits, maybe that won't be an issue. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah. So, and I also put a whole shit ton of filters on it, and it's been reversed and everything else. So I think it'll be okay. We'll see. What we may have to do is that we may have to make the video private after the stream is over. Because, maybe then they won't ding us. So, because I think it's just algorithmically based. And I'm sorry for the face that she's making. Don't hold it against her. It's just where I paused it. So.
She does look a little bit like she's about to go on the attack.
Yeah. Well, I will say in terms of as far as interviews go that try to make the someone like Amber Heard look like not a terrible person, this is more fair.
What are you looking at?
What do you mean? What part of the interview?
No, she's asking that.
You have to watch the stream. So it's in Discord. It's in the Discord. Join the stream so that you can see. So
yeah, you just have to hit the little watch stream.
Oh, okay. Bitch.
Yeah,
she's not satanic or anything.
Yeah, it's a little bit. That's a little bit of an intense look.
Yeah, every single meme I've seen of this woman looks like this.
like Savannah? This is not Amber, it's Savannah.
No, this is journalist. Savannah.
Yeah,
Savannah Guthrie.
And and I see memes of this woman, and every single one, she's got her teeth bared and the crazy AOC eyes, right? The crazy eyes my dog gives.
It's the fight or flight of a chimpanzee. Yeah. It's like
my dog gives me those eyes where when I'm putting on my jacket and she's like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere without me. Bites my leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I gotcha.
Look. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's you don't know if she's going to, present her swollen genitalia or if she's going to tear your face off. It's like a chimp.
Right.
But
I wanted to point out, my own analysis was that I think that Savannah Guthrie, I don't think that Dateline or even today ever really intended to do anything but present Amber Heard as sympathetic. However, I think they needed a lot of material to work with to give Amber the ability to hit the emotional beats that she needed to actually appear to be approximating more sympathetic than not. And they put up 20 minutes in total of interview, and she was a lot more pointed in those 20 minutes that they put on their channel. They've since taken it down. I got it all though. They've since taken it down, and Savannah was much more pointed. But as I pointed out, you can ask these questions in order to catch someone out in a lie, or you can ask these questions in order to give them the opportunity to deal with objections. And the end result suggests, the end result, even hard. Sorry?
Or
repeat
explain.
That? Yeah, or explain. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just didn't hear you, Karen.
Yeah, no, because you're coming in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I need to get a little closer to the mic. I don't know what's going on with my particular side of but in my opinion, what they were going for was they were trying to give her the opportunity to neutralize objections. And they always intended to shape it in such a way to try to make her as sympathetic as possible. And the reason why I say that is because even in the parts of the interview where Savannah seems very pointed, you can see that she is doing mirroring, that she is offering Amber Heard social proof. So she's acknowledging her fears, mirroring her fears about Johnny Depp suing her legitimately for defaming him again. And then Savannah says, "Are you scared like we are here?" And I'm like, you don't do that unless you're trying to generate sympathy and justify and give a greater amount of power or a sense of validity to what the person is saying. And the feelings that they have. So I'm like looking at this and I'm thinking there are things that Savannah is doing that really suggest to me that maybe she didn't believe Amber Heard, but she wanted to present the idea that she did. And in the end, that's what Dateline went for. They went for a sympathetic portrayal. They scrubbed everything that could have been seen as unsympathetic from the first 2 uploads that they made, left everything in which Amber Heard actually hit emotional beats that made her look like sort of human, and also added in a whole bunch of sympathetic montages. They didn't give Johnny Depp the opportunity to be humanized in this interview. They just presented him as a looming kind of dark threat, like with his class, his patriarchal power, in the background. It was really interesting. But
his vampiric presence.
Yes, vampiric presence. His thrall, his ability to cast his miasma, his vampiric miasma. Anyway, so that's just my overview of all of this, and I look forward to finding out what you really, really wanted to look at, Brian, because I've already been through this.
Considering I got to jump. Go ahead, Alice.
One thing.
Yeah.
Brian, is Al looking up for you?
Is what?
Am I screwing up for you?
Is Alison breaking up for you?
A little bit, like here and there, but no, I mean.
Okay, I'm turning my video off because I think my computer's getting hot.
Your bandwidth and your computer is getting
hot. It's a Canadian internet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so talk some, Allison. Let's see if it sounds better for Karen.
Okay, so I am just talking now, and I'm pointing out that this is going to be interesting because Brian is now selecting the very best bits, and I want to see what Brian found.
Just the ones I thought stood out.
The nuggets. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Karen, did you hear that? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's better now. So I think
it was the video.
It's just my. Yeah, I think it's my computer. It actually crashed for half an hour while I was trying to upload that 1 minute 4 second promo video to my channel. So crashed for half an hour.
So all right. So then there is one thing at 13 minutes that I got to find. 13 minutes and 6 seconds. So maybe I'll just right here, and we'll give this a listen. Hopefully, let me know you guys can hear this.
Not deck you. I was hitting you.
There are tapes in which you acknowledge hitting. There are tapes in which you say, I started the fight.
I know much has been made of these audio tapes. And as I testified on the stand, what you would hear in those clips are not evidence of what was happening. It was evidence of a negotiation of how to talk about that with.
All right, I'm just pausing for the
you gotta
banana.
pause for the banana.
Yeah, I gotta pause for the banana, but I'm not done with the clip because she's still. Let me go back a little bit because some people are saying they couldn't really. They felt that the video was a little too quiet. I don't know.
I didn't hit